thanks to Ms. Karishma Ahuja for conducting this session. We will start in a few minutes. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to this webinar on how to crack almost any interview. Thank you for joining us today. This one-hour webinar is being organized by Reboot Kolkata to address the woes of Kolkata's youth regarding their career. The city has seen umpteen potential brains who can be head turners in the future, but are forced to contend with lack of job opportunities or apply for jobs beneath their qualification. At Reboot Kolkata, we hope to make every civic issue of Kolkatans heard and believe in giving voice to the voiceless. Unemployment is one such issue and is a cause for concern for Kolkatans. We at Reboot Kolkata are actively working towards helping them. We thank Ms. Karishma Ahuja for taking out time from her busy schedule and helping us in our endeavor. Now, without wasting any time, I would quickly like to take you through the guidelines of this webinar. In case of any query, please drop the question on the chat box, which will then be answered by Ms. Ahuja. Participants will not be able to unmute themselves, only the host will be able to unmute any participant. It is requested that the participants keep their videos on and position their cameras properly during the webinar. We also request all the participants to ask questions related to the theme of our webinar only. Now, I would request Ms. Karishma Ahuja to kindly introduce herself.
Thank you, Ipshita. Thank you for such a warm welcome. I also welcome all of you here at this webinar organized by Reboot Kolkata. We're going to be talking about how to crack any personal interview. I will just be sharing my screen and give me 1 second. All right, so please feel free to show, to use thumbs up, the chat, all of that, all the features as and when we progress. So there are going to be some prompts and I'm going to ask you to kind of put them in the chat so that we can interact. Okay, so I still have a lot of people coming in, so I'll keep on admitting them as well. Okay. So I will definitely introduce myself. We have all signed up for this webinar called How to Crack Any Personal Interview. And to begin with, I'll quickly introduce myself. My name is Karishma Ahuja. I'm the founder, CEO of Image, which is an upskilling company for personal and professional success. I'm a passionate educator, an employability expert, and a personal branding consultant. And I have been in this training industry for the past 4 years. Okay, so I'm letting more people in as they join. So we are going to be talking about this topic, which is definitely extremely important, especially today when the jobs are scarce and when there are a lot of people who have lost their jobs or the freshers entering the workforce. So we are going to be talking about certain things in this entire webinar, which will help you prepare for your next interview in the best possible way. So before I actually tell you what are we going to cover, of course, you will get to know what are we going to cover. I would like to have an understanding of what your expectations from this webinar is. So in a matter of 1 hour, what do you expect us to address? Of course, we have certain things that we want to address, but it would be great to know your expectations. What were you thinking when you signed up on that link? So that's what we would definitely like to know. Please feel free to type in your answers on the chat. I am right on the chat looking at and eagerly waiting for your expectations to be there. You can write anything, like even if you're not covering it, it would be great to have this insight so that you're not left disappointed. Okay. All right, so there are a lot of people facing a job crunch. You're probably applying to a lot of interviews already. Getting it, not getting it, you're just very confused. Hi, Darpan. Yeah, I understand, Drashti. So that is something that a lot of us are facing. And let's see how we can find our edge. How can we actually be different? Yeah, Arpita, you just join in. I'm just asking everyone to write their expectations on the chat box so that we, first of all, know how we are, how are we doing, and know what we're looking for. Hi, Soham. So, still waiting for the expectations. Are you like? Do you have queries related to your resume? How to apply? What is it that you should be doing in an interview? So, all of that you can put down in the chat column. Okay, so Riti is facing some difficulty making resume. Resume can be a task, but let's see how we can make sure that we have that kind of a resume. Absolutely, Indrava. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing the names incorrectly, but yeah, resume is going to be covered. We'll be talking about that. Cracking an interview. All right, so that I could crack any interview, we'll definitely be telling you certain hacks as much as I can in the next 50 minutes to 1 hour. So we will be having certain hacks. First impressions, absolutely. We'll be talking about first impressions. Okay, so a lot of you are facing some interview issue related issues. I'm sure a lot of us are also facing a lot of internet issues, thanks to how we're learning these days. Okay. So you have a gap in your career. So how to overcome that? All right, that's an interesting question. I'll try to address that. Okay, another 30 seconds. Let's have it there. Move to the next. Okay. All right, okay. Good. Thank you guys for letting me know your expectations. Now, I heard from a couple of you, in fact, a lot of you, to tell me about what are the tips for resume. Resume is the first step when you apply for any interview. So what we're going to do in the entire webinar is to understand certain hacks that can make us different. Now, before we begin, like before I tell you the hacks, I just need you to make a wild guess. Again, your inputs can be on the chat section. So it's a quiz. Let's see how many of you answer it. Can you now guess how much time is given to your resume at an average? Like if a recruiter is going through your resume, how much average time is given to your resume? Can you put in your answers there? 30 seconds, okay. A minute. All right. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds so that we have as many answers as possible. 5 seconds, 30 seconds. All right. So all of you are on the same page that, okay, a minute to 2 minutes, less than a minute. Okay, interesting. So we have a lot of takers for 1 minute. Okay, great. All of you think that a minute. Not bad, guys. Let's have a look. How much time is given to your resume at an average? 6 seconds is what you have to make that brilliant impression through your resume. Now, I'm sure you would understand how crucial is your resume. Another thing I have to ask you right now. So I have the first tip here, which is always pick a great format. I'll tell you exactly how to do that. I'll give you some resources. But before that, I want you to tell me on the chat again, which one do you think is a better format? The first one, the first being the left one, second being the right one. So can you type on the chat whether you think one is better or second? Okay, first, all right. We have a lot of, okay. Some people also think it's going to be the second one, first, second. Okay, interesting. All right, first because it is organized. I like how you're also giving answers to why you think. So that's a great approach. Always think critically. Okay, great. So we have a clear winner here. The first one, yes, guys, first one is a preferred format and it has a psychological backing also. Of course, that's called a modern resume. The first one, yes, first, everyone, great job. Okay, so the first one for sure is a better format. The reason being, first of all, it's columnar. If you see, there are two columns there. And human psychology is to basically see through organized, boxes of content. So our eyes always go from left to right, left to right. And that is why if we have this kind of format, it is always preferable rather than the traditional one, which is number 2. Now, a lot of you would say that our organization has given this format, what to do. Of course, if your organization or let's say your institution has given you a set format, you follow that. But if you're applying on your own, please follow the left one. Now you'll ask, okay, how do we make this, right? So I am going to be writing on the chat 2 resources that I personally like. That you can go to. The first one being Canva. Canva is like my really favorite software, not just for resume, but also for a lot of other formats related to designing and making creative. So Canva is one. And the other one is Novo Resume. That's great. Riddhi already uses it. And the second one is Novo Resume, only made for a resume. Like you can just make your resume, although it has a premium version, you can just have a look. Always make 1-page resume if you have up to 5 years of experience. We often make like pages and pages of resume. It will not make sense. You guys, you have just 6 seconds. So please make sure that you have that. Of course, there are a lot of other things attached here, but I'll definitely try addressing certain things that go wrong. So format, guys, that's the key. Please have it. These 2 resources will give you a set format so that you don't make mistakes. Now, second, what do you think? Which section of the resume is often ignored but is extremely important? So when I say sections, then basically experience, interest, hobbies, basically interest and hobbies, same, career objective, skills, all of these sections I'm talking. So which one do you think is the most important? Okay. All right, so I already have a question. So there's one person who says that you use 2 pages of resume. If you have up to 5 years of experience, please make sure that you have a single page resume. Resume means 1 page. CV means detail. We don't need to go to that much of detail. Okay, so everyone thinks it's the experience and career. Okay, experience, that we have a clear winner here. Education. Okay. So guys, of course, these are absolutely very important. How to write your experience. We'll be talking about it shortly. But one thing that is often ignored and so much more important is the career objective. Now, I would want you to raise your hands, the ones who just copy paste their career objective right on the CV and they think that they're done. How many of you have actually copy pasted it on Google? Because we think that it's not that important. So I already have certain people raising their hands. Okay, all right. Okay, so guys, we are not supposed to copy paste. This is your resume. It's your story. You have to write it based on the job you're applying. We'll be talking about that more. So let's see how exactly. That's a second hack I'm going to talk about. The second tip, have a great career objective to tell your story, because 6 seconds, remember 6 seconds. The first thing below your name is the career objective. That's how they will move forward. And imagine if they get to read a great career resume. So I'm going to give you a hack here, a format. This is the checklist for your career objective. Always mention your qualification or an adjective to go with you that defines you. We'll also be looking at an example. Okay, specific to the job. I wish I could write it right on the screen everywhere. When you're applying for any kind of interview or a job, make sure that your resume is tailor-made for that job. The recruiter should feel that this person has taken out time to fill this particular application, and he or she has made the entire resume based on our requirements, and telling us how that person is a great fit. I'm telling you, a lot of things, like a lot of task is already done. Okay, I do have some things on the chat. Let me have a look. Okay. All right. Okay. So specific to the job, make sure that you're telling your skills, like a huge, not all the skills, because we have the skill section for that. You don't need to apply here. Career objective is extremely small. I have certain people raising their hands. You can write it on the chat. Whatever questions you have, you can write it on the chat. Soham, since you've also raised your hands, so has Spadan. So you can just write your queries there. Okay, and of course, show keen interest. Now, how can you do all of that in a matter of 3 sentences? It has to be very, very short. So let's see. There's an example that I have here, right here. 1 second. Okay, so this is from the perspective of someone who's just graduated or is graduating computer science, so BTech. So let's see. Okay, a passionate computer science fresher talks about the qualification. That's done. A passionate computer science fresher seeking the position of web developer, backend developer, designer, etc., etc. So make sure that the job role being offered by that company comes here, right? So again, custom make that entire thing. Again, so you can please write whatever you have to say, because I see some people raising their hands. You can write it on the chat box. Okay. Now going forward, I'll read it again. A passionate computer science fresher seeking the position of so-and-so, where I can contribute to your company's growth through my coding and analytical skills and further add to my skill set. Now see, all the check boxes are already there. So talks about qualification, is specific to the job, talks about your skills, and shows great interest, right? So make sure that this is not ignored anymore. I hope this helps. Do not copy paste anymore. All right, going forward, please start applying this, and I'm really hopeful that those 6 seconds will count. Now going forward, use action words. This one actually is pretty my favorite. So use action word. So I have this little GIF here. How can you actually be as active as you can show that you're as proactive as Shaktiman maybe? So there are certain things, certain words called action words. Now across your resume, a lot of times we're writing, especially in the experience section, did that, was a part of this team, did this, did that. Guys, this is not going to have that kind of an impact. So instead, what you can do, you can use these action words. I've used a few of them here. You Google them, you'll find a lot of action words with examples. So something like, I led a team, rather than saying like, okay, and rather than saying did this, I initiated this, I planned this, I managed this, I actually trained people. So make sure that the first sentence of whatever experience you're trying to mention has an action verb. So that's another trick that you must use in your resume, which will make a lot of difference. So my favorite would be initiated or led, if I've led, of course, but initiated is definitely one of my favorites. Now going forward, align your skills and experience with job description. Very, very important. You'll get to know that if you are making the resume based on what job you're applying, half the battle is done. So whatever skills, job description, how many of you know what job description is? So job description is essentially which tells you by the company, which is given by the company. It's like a golden document you have, guys. It is something that you already know what they want, and why not highlight the things what they want and not highlight certain things they don't want, right? So make sure that you have mentioned the skills that they want, provided you have them. Don't lie. That's another tip which is not there, but please make sure that you don't lie. But always make it aligned to the job description. Now, if they're looking for someone with great communication skills, have that over there. If they're looking for some particular skill set, and make sure that you're mentioning the skills first, and other skills can come later, because remember, 6 seconds is what you have. So make sure that every time there's no need to send or apply for 100 jobs. You can have half the job application, but put in sincere time. In fact, 1/10 the job application. Instead of 100, apply to 10 targeted companies and make sure that it's custom made for them. More time will be required from your end, but I think we all need to be employed. So that's one thing is what we can do. Okay. All right. So next one is, again, as a recruiter, since I'm an entrepreneur, I hire and I do spend 6 seconds or sometimes more. So this is one trick that is absolutely a game changer for me if I'm looking at on anyone's profile or the resume. Always quantify your experience. No one will know how much of an effort or how much of a result were you able to create. So there are examples here. Increase the customer's satisfaction rate by 25% by improving the customer service. So 25% is the key here. Now see, a lot of action words are also used. Planned, supervised, and coordinated daily activity of 3 junior business analysts. Name and quantify whatever you've done, right? So that there is a comparison and the recruiter can see how much of an impact you've had. And similarly, there are more examples. That is something that must be taken care of. So going forward, you can just have a look at this one. This is an example of how your experience section can look. Do not write in first person. I am so and so. Make it in phrases, key phrases. You don't need to be grammatically correct here that you have to write the entire thing, but phrases is what we do. Always start with the action verb. Do not use I, me, myself. Okay, now the last one, although it's not a resume tip, but it is definitely your digital resume. How many of you have a LinkedIn profile here? You can just raise your hands. Okay, so Satyantani has it. Madhulina also has it. A lot of people do. 6. I have 6 people, 7. Okay, interesting. All right, a lot of people are also typing on the chat. Okay, so we already do understand that LinkedIn is important. In fact, as a recruiter, the first thing that anyone does is to see your LinkedIn. And imagine if you don't have a LinkedIn profile. It's going to be like a major setback. So make sure that you have a LinkedIn profile. It's also a pretty good way to apply for jobs, a platform. So again, I can talk about LinkedIn for the next 2 hours, but cutting it short, how you can really begin, have a great profile picture. Like, it might sound superficial, but stats tell us that 80%, there are 80% more chances to get accepted into someone connection if you have a nice professional looking picture. So wo piche pahado ke piche wo sab mat karna. Have like a nice background, plain one. Suit it up or not, make sure it's professional and it's there. So up to the shoulders, it will have a great impact. And the second thing that people ignore is the tagline. Now, if you're sending requests, these are the only 2 things that are available, that are visible, right? So you must give some time. Tagline, again, you can search for some tagline samples on Google. Not getting into it because I want to tell you so much more than only LinkedIn here. So of course, there's going to be a lot of things. So make sure that you have a great tagline. So make sure that you have made it yourself. And of course, the summary, which is actually your introduction, which highlights your skills. Now, going forward, so we discussed 5 tips that will actually make all the difference. Of course, there are a lot of other things that we need to take care of, but if you take care of these things, there'll be a good start. Okay, so again, I need some inputs from you. Pre-interview preparation. What is it that you prepare for before entering? So let's say you've got an interview call, your resume has made the impression and you get an interview call. What preparations do you make? I need to know on the chat. You can write down on the chat what are the things that you prepare for. So waiting for your answers, guys. Okay. Indra, company portfolio, very important. Research about the company, classic, golden rule. Yes, Arpita, that's absolutely extremely important. In fact, I'm so glad you identified about yourself, because the first question is, hey, tell me about yourself. And then we're thinking, what is it about myself? Okay, very important. Yes. Okay, guys, waiting for others to tell me what is it that you search for. Okay, so moving forward, check out the company. Yes, very important. You must know where you're applying. Like I can't even tell you, like a lot of people who apply for, say internship or wherever at Image, we actually have to remind them that this is the position you apply for, and it's a big no there, and then we just are so disinterested. Okay, research about the company. I absolutely appreciate how proactive you guys are. And that's exactly the first thing that I was about to tell you. Research like this person on the screen that you see, because it's so very important. It is extremely important for you to tell the employer that you're interested. You have given some time. What if you don't give any time before the interview? What will they expect you to do after you get hired? So if you show, this is just your way of showing the right attitude. And I'm just quoting out of the way here, like it's not on the screen yet, but you get hired for your attitude more than your skills. Skills can be learned, and on the job training is what we do. But what you're hired, and what I also personally hire for, is attitude. And whenever I have been hired before I became an entrepreneur, I'm sure it was a lot for the attitude. So please research about the company. So company profile, company culture. I'll also tell you why and how can you use this research subtly in your interview. Previous accomplishments of the company. It's always a great idea to quote. I was reading this article. I read about your company being the top 10, just got selected. I mean, look at the kind of impression it would have. Skills required. Someone mentioned on the chat also, you must know the job description inside out, right? So you must know that it's a great idea to speak to someone who's been working in that company, so that you can quote that person as well, that I've heard lots about your company's culture, my values align, and what is the golden document, or let's say golden way that you can actually find all this is their company website or Glassdoor for that matter. So there are a lot of places that you can find about the company. Another thing which should be in your pre-interview prep, of course, there are a lot of frequently asked questions, and every question has a particular strategy attached. But I want to tell you certain things that you can definitely keep in mind, which will also cover a few of those questions. Know your whys. Know why you want to do it. And I'll tell you what kind of whys we're talking about. Before that, let me have a look at the chat box. I have certain things. Yes. Okay. Attitude is everything. Absolutely. Okay. So why? So these three things will help you build your story. Exactly your reasons to apply and the questions. So there are some certain questions that confuse us. Okay. What is the answer to, okay, why should we hire you? How is it different from why do you want this job, etc., etc.? We end up answering the same, kind of blabbering the same things. But although very related, it's a different way that we answer these questions. So let's first understand what are the whys that you probably should know before you enter that. Know why that company. Okay, so a lot of times you'll be asked, okay, why this company? Now, if you start talking about your skills while they ask, okay, why us? It will just be total disalignment, right? So again, this is where your research comes. So let's say, so I am a very ethical person and I see that ethics and integrity is one of your company values. I completely resonate with it, etc., etc., etc. Right? So recently your company was into this particular thing. I have keen interest in that, and I would definitely want to have that kind of an impact working in this company. So this can only and only be answered if you've done your research. Okay, I have certain things on the chat. Yes, okay. I like how you're always kind of reinforcing what I'm saying. So thank you. Okay, so next, why? Know why they should hire you. Now, the keyword here is you. Why you and no one else? This is your chance to tell your accomplishments, your strengths, your skills, your past experience. So all these things is here when you talk, this comes. And again, remember, it should be aligned with the job description. So talk about the skills that they're looking for in you, right? So that's another why that you really need to answer. And another why that we often miss and we confuse in these three things is why that role. So these are three different things that we need an answer to. So that role will talk about your interest, how you got interested in that role, how you're capable to do that role. Again, there's going to be an overlap between the second and the third why, but at the same time, it's going to be a different approach that you're going to be taking by specifically talking about the role and talking about how exactly you fit in, right? So these are the whys that you must prepare before the interview. These are my whys, go-to whys to ask. Okay, so we have certain hacks that you can definitely include in your preparation during the interview and after, before. So before that, let's have an answer to this one. Interesting one, my favorite question. How much time does it take to build first impressions? This is where you give in your answers. Let's see, I'm excited. This is my favorite part. Oh God, okay. Are you guys Googling by any chance? Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Oh, wow. So the first three answers. No, so okay. The 6 seconds was for resume. This is the first impression in the interview. In fact, anytime that you meet anyone, it can be the interviewer, it can be your customers, it can be your would-be husband, wife, whosoever. So it just takes about 3 to 5 seconds to have that first impressions. And I can't emphasize on this that much because okay, again, quoting another study by American Personnel Department, the interviewer has already made the decision. 85% of the interviewers have already made the decision in the first 2 to 3 minutes whether they want to hire you or not. So first impressions in the first few seconds and followed by the other 2 seconds, they are important. So that is why we will be talking about first impressions, and I'll also be talking about how exactly. Okay, Bhiti, is it possible? Yes, it's scientifically proven. It is, so there's something called social psychology, and there are a lot of social psychologists doing this research. It is actually true. So to demonstrate whether or not it's true, let's have one thing here. Okay, so you just have these two people and you have to hire one of them. Okay, so you have to tell me whether you will hire the first one, the left one, or the second one. So you can have your answers. Okay. Good outfit is absolutely very, very important. I wish I could talk about clothing, grooming, all of that. But we probably will meet again sometime. We'll talk. Okay, two. Minat says one. That's absolutely okay. So we have someone entering. Two, most of us wants to go for the second one. Generally, when I'm taking this in a girls' college, my question is different. Who would you marry? So it is generally the second one and not the first one. Absolutely. Yes, gesture is extremely important. At the same time, clothing is very important. It's all part of your non-verbal communication. Okay, so of course, I would also hire the second one, right? And it is only, so we made this decision and I had all of these answers pouring in less than 2 seconds. So we've already kind of demonstrated there is a bias towards people who look serious, not good looking people. I'm not saying wear expensive clothes, wear look fancy, all of that. No, but look presentable. That just shows, communicates your seriousness. And that again is something called clothes psychology. Yes, this is regarding dress up, but also your gestures, body language, etc. It really matters. Again, something that we should be having. So let's see some hacks here. I already spoke about this. Dress professionally. What are the elements of clothing we're not discussing right here, but we do know to some extent how to dress professionally. Yes, even if it's an online interview. So I think it's all the more important to have that kind of face groomed up, because this is the only thing that's going to be visible. And we'll also be looking at certain virtual interview hacks in the later half. So always dress professionally. Okay, this is extremely important. Being on time for an interview is not being on time. It's being late. So always enter at least 5 minutes early for a virtual interview. Great to enter 15 minutes early for offline interview, because you need to see where to approach, what is the office, etc., etc. So you must be before time to be on time. Very, very important. Okay, so Spandan is writing, I think verbal performance and fluency is more important as per my experience. Okay, topic for another day, but if I have to give you again statistics and some studies, although it's basically something, okay, so 93% of your communication of attitude is by non-verbal communication. 7% is the verbal communication when you're telling your attitude. Of course, when you're talking, when you're giving some answers without words, you can't be mum and keep smiling, right? So you have to speak at the same time. Yes, it's extremely important. But when they're all working together, it is non-verbal communication has precedence over verbal performance. Okay. Always smile and maintain friendly eye contact. Don't stare like this. Don't keep grinning. Have a friendly face, a pleasant face. Smile through your eyes. If I smile like that, I'm sure you would not even know I'm smiling. But I'm smiling. But that is not how you have to smile. Smile with your eyes. So, right? So always smile with your eyes. Engage these muscles. Have a friendly eye contact. Do not stare, of course. Okay, this one again is my favorite. Any questions is something that every recruiter or interviewer asks. And we just feel that asking questions might not be the right thing, but it is a golden rule to always answer ask some questions in the end. So if you have a question, please prepare those questions and do ask the questions in the end. It just has a great end. It just puts a great end to your entire interview. The last impression would be amazing. Now, another thing before we actually talk about the virtual interview hacks and, conclude, is something that can be applied in so many questions, not just an interview, even in your personal life. So I'm not sure how many of you have heard of STAR framework before. Just if you have to raise your hand, you can just raise your hand. Okay, Riti has heard about it. Drashti is also heard. Okay, so that's great. This is a great way to tell the other person that you can think critically, you can think systematically. That's what matters, right? So let's understand what this framework is. So this is basically an abbreviation. So STAR actually means situation, task, action, result. Okay, so situation, we'll also be tackling an example so that you exactly know how to apply it. But situation, if you're asked any question, you can't just start talking about the end or the result. Okay, so describe a time when you had to face team conflict. Yeah, but I didn't care about it. Oh, yeah, but I sorted it out. Telling the result before will just not be that impactful. So always describe the context, the solution, the task that you were given. Sorry, not the task, but describe the context and the solution. Task, describe your responsibility or your role in that situation so that it's very, very understandable by the other person what you're talking about. Third and fourth are extremely important. The S and T, situation and task, is just to set the context, but where the essence lies is action and result. First of all, that was the solution. What action did you take? And due to that action, what was the result of your action? Okay, so now let's have a look at this particular example so that it's crystal clear how to use it. So the question is, describe a time when you were under a lot of pressure at work. How did you react? Let's see. So if you've not prepared through the STAR framework, you would end up telling, yeah, I was under a lot of pressure. I didn't know what to do. So I ultimately did not do anything. And that just might not give you a go-to strategy to answer this. So let's see how we can answer. Again, and example. So situation, in my previous job as an account executive, one of my co-workers quit immediately after signing the biggest client our firm had ever taken on. Although I was, now you're mentioning the task, so what was your role? Although I was already managing a full load of accounts, I was assigned this new client as well. I knew the stakes were high, and if we lost this deal, we wouldn't hit our quarterly goal. Now, see how strategically this person is answering. Also, looking at the goal of the organization. Now comes the main point. What action and what result? I made myself completely available to the client and took calls on evenings and weekends until the project was delivered. Shows your commitment. This is what you did to manage your time. And the client was so impressed with my dedication that they immediately signed an annual contract with our company worth rupees so and so. Again, quantify your result. Always quantify result as much as possible. Right. So this is again a strategy that you can use for your resume as well. So that would work really well. Sorry. So how exactly will you know that, what question is a behavioral question where you can apply? So all of these. Tell me about a time when so and so. What do you do when this happens? Have you ever done this? So don't leave the answer at your action, or don't leave the answer at the situation. Get the whole process there. So this is one golden strategy that you can use to answer any question. Okay, so I have a question. How should fresher react on pressure on work questions? Okay, so interesting question. I'll quickly try to answer it. Not many questions because we're also, I have limited time. But if you're asked on work pressure, saying that, no, I can handle all the pressure you want. You can give me all of that. That will sound unrealistic, right? Say that, yes, I will definitely try to make sure that this task is done. So what they're looking for is your attitude, the attitude to do the task. Of course, you're human. They don't expect you to do everything and not be under pressure. But what they expect you to do and understand is whether you can handle that pressure or not. So always be proactive in your approach. Yeah, I have been under work pressure. I do agree. But this is what I did to overcome it. Same goes for your weakness question. What is your weakness? Yeah, my weakness is that I'm not punctual. Of course, you have to very strategically choose your weakness. Again, not getting into that much of detail here. There's a strategy involved, but always say how you want to improve. Okay. Now, going forward, we have certain virtual interview hacks. Of course, we could not do away with this webinar without talking about the virtual context, because let's agree, we're all on this tiny screen that we have right in front of us. An interviewer only has access to this. So how exactly can you make sure that you have the perfect impression on the virtual screen? Very simple ones, but still most ignored ones. The background. So there was a study very recently wherein we asked people, not we, but some organization, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of the organization, but some study that was done that, okay, what is the reason why do you not switch on your video? Then of course there are other examples, but the main example is the background, because there's so much happening in the background. Probably something like this. If you have kids at home or chores happening, of course, please do not sit like this on an interview. You can obviously have a virtual background or a background which is non-interrupting. Plain this thing, some books lying in the back is great. So make sure you have that. So plain non-disrupted, or you could try cool virtual backgrounds. Please don't have a beachy background as well. So make sure that you're selecting the background that way. Okay, that is one most ignored, this one. And another one that we often ignore, the lighting. The lighting is so important. So if I do this, of course, the screen is kind of reflecting, but definitely this is better, right? So I have this lamp right in front of me. It's a yellow lamp. You can have a white, whatever, but always have a light behind your laptop in front of you. The best thing ever is to sit across the window. Natural light is the best for video conferencing. So you can see the difference here, like with or without lighting. I also showed you this. Let's say if I have this, do I have the same kind of impact? No, right? So make sure that this lighting is taken care of. Another thing that you should be noticing, it should be at your eye level. The camera should be at your eye level. So you can have books as a makeshift strategy or something. You can definitely do that. In the picture also it's there. Source of light always in front of you, behind the camera, so that your laptop can capture. And the setting, of course, is important, that I already told you, not the background, but the setting of the level of your this thing. So if I am talking like this, it's going to not have a good impression. And of course, if it's there, everything, you can see everything going on the floor, of course not. Always the setting should be such that your eye is on the same level as your camera, and you can see the difference yourself in the picture that you have. Your shoulders should definitely be visible. So that is one thing. Nothing beyond that is important. So you can wear your PJs, etc., pajamas, and that's how we've been working. But at the same time, I do have a logic why you should not wear pajamas. Again, not getting into it right now. Again, a social psychological impact of dressing, why you should not wear pajamas while you're in your important meeting or classes. Okay, so before I have certain things to tell you, one announcement that I would want to make from my end. But before that, it would be great to know on the chat exactly what were your key takeaways right now. I request you not to leave the presentation right now, because I have something special, and Ipshita would also like to address you. But could you tell me the quick key takeaways that you had in the last 50 minutes on the chat? What did you learn? What were your key takeaways? Or something that you never knew or you were not applying? So it would be great to know on the chat. STAR framework. Yes, that's definitely a game changer. So I've tried to talk about things that we generally don't emphasize on that much, so that we're able to make the most of this 1 hour, this thing. Yeah, virtual interview. And that's so important, right? Resume prep, STAR format, how to make first impressions. That's precise, thanks. The background, yeah. Virtual interview, absolutely, extremely important. Handling different types of interviews. Yes, that's great to know. Another 20 seconds for you to write down so that we know. STAR and background. Oh, so STAR is a winner here, and background too. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's great to know. All right, so before we leave, we will together just take 5 minutes of you so that you can leave. I'll take this opportunity to talk, first of all, to thank Reboot Kolkata for giving me this brilliant platform to address the people of Kolkata and share the wisdom that we have been acquiring for last few years at Image. I'm the CEO founder of Image, and what we essentially do is we hold action-oriented learning workshops on image management, employability skills, personal branding, emotional intelligence. We make it really interactive. Our average course feedback has been 4.7 so far, and we always try to maintain it. Now, the special announcement that I have here, of course, we do have certain offerings, but one thing I would definitely want to highlight is the interview preparation bootcamp that we are going to be holding from 23rd November to 28th November. I am just going to share a feedback form for this webinar. And if in case you're interested for this, please check the question if you would be interested. We'll reach out to you and we'll definitely get in touch with you. So what exactly is going to happen in those 6 days is that we're going to take you through a journey of preparing and then cracking. So all of that in between, and you would have gotten a great insight into how exactly we'll be doing it. Although we are a lot of people here, but in the boot camp, we will not have more than 15 to 20 people so that you can talk, interact, and like we were not able to do that right now, there we will be able to interact. You will be guided. So day one will be about your self-introduction, how to have your pitch ready to have that kind of great first impression, because interviewers make the first impression. Second is the personal branding tool, how to use LinkedIn, resume, your cover letter, everything to know about your personal brand for the interviewer. We're going to be talking and giving you hacks for that personal branding and guide you also to make changes. Third is going to be interview impression or image management, everything to do with your clothing, what color impacts how to dress up, what is the body language, non-verbal communication, all of that will be day 3. Day 4, communication, verbal communication, how to sound as if you have the best attitude, so that you're able to give that kind of an impression. Day 5, it's going to be how to handle certain frequently asked questions. We're going to give you strategies that you can start applying there and then. And lastly, and very importantly, how you can start strategically applying for jobs. Again, we have certain offers that is exclusively for the people attending this webinar. Give me one moment. I'm sharing a feedback form on the chat. That's the feedback form for you to also sign up for the program so that we can reach out and tell you more about the program. And also for us to know how did the webinar go, whether it impacted you positively, how we can improve. It will just take 2 minutes. It has it there. It also has the details for this 6 days bootcamp that we're doing, which is going to be extremely interactive. And there are certain things that we have only valid for the next 2-3 days and for the people who are here. So that's a personal request. If you would fill this feedback form, great way for us to improve. That's on the chat. I hope you've gotten it. Again, request you to fill that form. And yeah, there are other offerings also that you can contact us or our team. We have one-on-one consultation, we have corporate programs, we have emotional intelligence programs as well. So you can know more about it by contacting us. Yeah, pretty much about that. Over to you, Ipshita. But yes, thank you so much, everyone, for being so interactive. Yes, over to you, Ipshita, so that you can take over. I'm stopped sharing my screen.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to all the participants for joining in and making this webinar a success. We also send our heartfelt thanks to Karishma ma'am for giving her time. And this was a really enriching experience from you. We learned a lot of new things. And I hope that all the participants will implement this in their career and achieve huge success. Thanks a lot.
If I'm not sure if you're answering questions or doing that, so let me know if we want to spend the next 5-7 minutes on that. Yes. Yeah, over to you, Drishti. That's a question. Not Drishti, Ipshita. That's probably a question for you. Can Reboot Kolkata do more such webinars?
Yes, sure. Why not? Reboot Kolkata is always ready to reboot the city in whatever way possible, and definitely we'll be coming up with more such interesting webinars. Do stay tuned to our Reboot Kolkata Facebook and Instagram page.
Yes, for the next, since we were right on time, and I'm so glad this hardly like this is one thing that I'm generally hoping for in every webinar. So great job to the team. And let's spend about 7 to 10 minutes to take some questions. We can definitely address some questions from you. If how are we going about it? Is it through chat or we're unmuting the ones who have a question? I think
we are going through chat. Yeah, the questions can be put in the chat, and then you can answer.
Okay, so over to you. It's over to you.
If anyone has any question regarding the webinar or from Karishma ma'am specifically, they can ask. Okay, Arpita has a question which says, how can I handle my career gap? Please explain a bit.
Okay, so how can you handle a career gap? I am not sure what is a career gap, but you will have to tell that, let's say if you had a 2 years career gap or 3 years or 4 years, whatever the career gap is, it would be very important for you to tell how you as a person has grown over those 2 to 3 years. That is how, I mean, build a story. Of course, there might be personal reasons that you would not want to share, but make sure whatever you're saying, highlight how you're not the same person as the person who left the workforce. So if you're able to tell what exactly did you do, how did you enhance your skills, what is it that you were doing, it can be even as simple as let's say if someone in the family was not well and you took it off to took a break to take care of that family member. Please highlight how it has made you grown as an individual, like you learned about life, etc. And of course, please do highlight certain things that you did to make yourself better. I hope that answers the question. Again, you get hired for your attitude. Show ultimate keenness. Show keenness to be back in the workforce. So even if you have a gap year, I think you should, you have all the more reasons to show that keenness. How to handle telephonic interview? Interesting. Now, telephonic interview just has your voice. One tip would be always smile. Even if you're not visible, smile, because that will have an impact on your tone. Also, there are certain things that you should be doing, something like verbal encouragers, that you can say that if the other person is talking, make sure that you're not absolutely not saying anything. You can use verbal encouragers like, okay, all right, absolutely, what else, etc., etc. So make sure that you're using that, and make sure you're smiling, so that it also depends on your
Karishma, I think you are running out of time, and I'm really very sorry to keeping you wait for so long. And I would request the participants to, further your queries to Karishma through her image, contact number, and all of that she has shared. It was great having you guys, and it's a wrap from Reboot Kolkata in this webinar. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ipshita. Thanks, everyone.